Hello my friends and welcome back to the You Can Do TV channel. Experience the relentless force of the log grinding process at Portals in Strasbourg. Logs arrive and are first aligned for optimal feeding into the machine. Each log is briefly rotated to confirm the straightest cut. The way each log is placed makes you realize how much skill is needed even before the blades touch the wood. The machine's heavy-duty blades grind the timber into precise chip sizes, ensuring consistency for downstream production. Sensors monitor chip thickness to alert operators of anomalies. Safety guards are checked before each run to protect staff. Operators coordinate the feeding rate with careful observation of the chip output, keeping the flow steady and avoiding jams. Watching this, you get why human supervision is irreplaceable despite powerful machines. The coordination between machines and staff is wild, keeping the process continuous and efficient. Every movement in the system shows a balance between automation and hands-on management. Even the smallest adjustment can impact the flow of production.
Shows signs of planning done well in advance. Across the rows, machines position themselves with purpose, shaping how each fall unfolds. Direction matters here, not for efficiency alone, but for preserving the form of the timber. Trunks settle cleanly, avoiding the twisting forces that can quietly reduce value long before milling ever begins. The work feels measured, almost restrained. Once on the ground, stems are brought into manageable form and gathered for movement. Extraction follows familiar paths, with skidders tracking roots that protect soil structure and leave root systems undisturbed. Each pull looks deliberate, strong but controlled, stopping just short of excess. There's a rhythm to it that keeps the stand intact.
Solid hardwood logs from the forests around Oberziering don't just happen. They come from careful selection and skilled felling by H.P. Holt's crews. In this video, you observe how heavy timber, Starkholz, is harvested in steep terrain, combining human expertise and robust machinery to bring down mature trees while preserving quality. With the tree secured, a skilled logger uses a chainsaw or similar felling tool to cut at the base, targeting a precise angle to guide the fall safely toward the clearing corridor. Before the final cut, they set wedges at the notch to guide the fall, a subtle but essential move. That wedge setup looks simple, but holds more potential energy than you'd expect. Additional wedges are adjusted as the cut progresses to maintain control over the tree's lean. Foresters and machine operators inspect the stand to identify trees eligible for heavy timber harvest, trunks with enough diameter and straightness to qualify as Starkholz. According to forestry classification, Starkholz refers to heavy timber typically from trees with a large diameter, often reserved for lumber that demands size and strength. Some trunks are chosen for their hidden character, knotted but still strong enough for beams. The crew double-checks the surrounding terrain to plan a safe felling corridor. This woodland harvest shows how H.P. Holtz balances ecological care and industrial demand. By using careful selection, cable-assisted felling, and mechanized processing, they reduce wood waste and increase yield of high-quality heavy timber. In landscapes like Oberziering's slopes, these methods make the difference between sustainable forestry and reckless clear-cutting. After the tree hits the ground, a processor-equipped loader or crane is brought in. The processor lifts, rotates, and inspects each section with raw power. This machine first removes branches and tops, delimbing, clearing the bowl for further processing. Then the log is cut into standard lengths, or blocks, suitable for transport and milling. Even the largest logs slide into place as if following invisible tracks. This ensures the heavy timber remains intact and meets quality standards for sawmills specialized in large diameter wood. The coordination between machine and operator keeps the logs aligned perfectly for the next cut. Finally, a forwarder or haul truck loads the cut logs and transports them from the forest to a staging area or mill. This final step completes the harvesting process, turning standing trees into market-ready heavy timber, råholts, Schronholz, that can be processed further. As the processor swings into action and the bowl is cleared, you see logs ready to become beams, planks, or veneer, heavy timber destined for timber construction or fine wood products. This is forestry at its blend of strength, respect, and precision. Heavy timber that carries the forest's history into new uses. Never guessed the forest could hand over such perfect logs on these steep slopes. Wood moves steadily through the S and U 700 at Chainus, where firewood is processed for homes, pizzerias, and wholesalers. Once positioned, the log is split by the hydraulic system, producing uniform pieces efficiently. Operators ensure that logs flow continuously, keeping production steady. Feels like a single operator could manage a forest worth of wood with this setup. Each log is placed carefully on the feeding conveyor, and the machine adjusts to the size and shape automatically. This conveyor seems almost too disciplined for the variety of logs it handles. The splitting blades are robust, handling different types of wood without slowing. After splitting, the firewood drops onto sorting racks or is prepared for bulk delivery. That stack grows faster than expected, almost like the machine has endless stamina. Chainus delivers firewood quickly to various clients while maintaining consistent quality. Mechanized splitting with the S and EU 700 reduces labor and increases output, turning raw logs into ready-to-use firewood efficiently. Simple mechanics, but serious strength at work. Pezolato Professional 2.0 handles logs with unmatched efficiency and dual splitting stations. The operator guides each log to the cutting disc, positioning it precisely for a clean, fast cut. The cut looks smoother than expected for a single operator machine. Once cut, logs are fed to one of the two independent splitting stations. Hydraulic actuators drive the wedges through each log, separating them into firewood pieces effortlessly. Operators switch logs continuously, and the system handles different log diameters without slowing down. Feels like the machine barely takes a pause between splits. The two splitting stations allow overlapping cycles, so one piece can be split while the next log is being cut. This coordination keeps production steady and maximizes throughput. A safety guard ensures operator protection during cutting and splitting. Kind of funny how it almost seems like the machine anticipates the next log. Installed in Latvia, this single-operator processor can efficiently produce firewood with minimal effort. Its compact design, dual splitting stations, and robust cutting disc make short work of logs that would otherwise demand multiple workers. This setup handles logs like a small but relentless powerhouse. Feel the force as the LOGCUTMCS40 lifts and positions each log with precision. Operators align the machine with incoming timber, preparing for high-speed processing. The grab clamps down on logs like it has its own power, giving each piece no chance to slip. The first action involves the automatic reference cut, ensuring accurate measurements for the tandem circular saws. 3 high-performance saws cut simultaneously, handling blocks at 25, 33, or 50 centimeters configurations. You can almost sense the efficiency humming in every movement. Once the reference is set, logs glide along hydraulic supports toward the saws. Operators can switch configurations in just 30 seconds when changing block sizes, maintaining uninterrupted speed. Each saw maintains a consistent cut rate, achieving over 25 stars per hour no matter the size. Hydraulic actuators and the lift axis provide smooth and precise handling. Simple mechanics, but serious strength at work. After cutting, logs pass through the cleaning grid to remove debris, while the evacuation mat retracts and swivels hydraulically to handle different orientations. The grapple crane then loads timber in bulk or neatly bundled. Kind of funny how it almost devours the whole pile in seconds. The static pack version, powered by a 55 kilowatts electric motor, operates quieter and more efficiently. This system can accommodate stems up to E265mm and quartered blocks of 380 by 265mm. Powered by a PDF drive of at least 80 horsepower, though 110 horsepower is recommended for peak performance. That speed alone could catch anyone off guard the first time. Didn't expect the crane to handle bundles so smoothly, and this setup feels like muscle and intelligence packed together. You'd almost think the machine decides which log to grab next. Oregon Canadian Forest Products runs a high-precision softwood lumber mill in North Plains, Oregon, turning raw logs into premium architectural timber. The operation uses advanced Marine Johnson 400 series rip saws to cut up to 24 wide boards with absolute straightness and minimal waste. After ripping, the green lumber enters their dry kilns, where 5 natural gas kilns gradually remove moisture. Schedules vary from 4 days for 1-inch boards to 30 days for thick timbers, ensuring dimensional stability and strength. Then, boards are sorted on a 180-foot-long green chain with automatic double-end trim saws and an edger, Sherman, that processes thick flitches into exact sizes. Next, OCFP's Baker dual-head horizontal resaw slices large cants up to 12 inches x 12 with a fine 1/16 kerf, allowing precise cuts and little waste. For more custom or rough-grade stock, the McDonough vertical resaw handles large cants and creates varied timbers for special orders. Once cut, lumber moves to surface finishing. Weinig and Watkins molders shape the profile, while a Stetson Ross planer smooths surfaces up to 40 feet long. The mill grinds its own planer knives in-house to ensure quality. They specialize in Douglas fir, hemlock, western red cedar, and yellow cedar lumber for architectural and finish applications. Seriously, these machines handle tree trunks like they're butter. The precision is wild.
Located in Montrachet, Switzerland, Chez Nous Bois de Forestry specializes in the professional processing and delivery of high-quality firewood. The production process begins with the selection of sustainably sourced hardwood, such as oak, beech, and ash, primarily from certified FSC or PEFC forests in the region. Upon arrival at the facility, the logs are sorted based on species, diameter, and moisture content. They are then precisely cut into standard lengths, typically 25, 33, or 50 centimeters, depending on customer requirements. The cut logs are transferred to an automated log splitter, which uses hydraulic pressure to efficiently split the wood into uniform pieces. The next critical phase is drying. To ensure optimal combustion, the firewood is dried to a moisture content of less than 20%. This is achieved either through natural air drying methods or accelerated using a forced air drying chamber, depending on the season and demand. Once dried, the firewood is either packaged into breathable mesh bags or stacked into cubic meter crates. Final quality checks are conducted to ensure consistent size, cleanliness, and dryness. Labels are applied, and the product is prepared for delivery. Transport is handled by a fleet of trucks, equipped for efficient, on-time distribution throughout the local area. Each delivery is accompanied by detailed documentation to ensure traceability and transparency. Chez Nous Bois de Forestry combines modern equipment, sustainable practices, and strict quality control to produce clean-burning, energy-efficient firewood. The company's streamlined production ensures reliable supply for private households, hospitality businesses, and institutional clients seeking environmentally responsible heating solutions. By investing in automation and maintaining close ties with regional forestry operations, Chez Nous Bois de Forestry continues to support the local economy while meeting the growing demand for renewable wood energy. The Nesto 2-axis CNC wood lathe features an automatic dual-blade system with triangle and cup tools, eliminating manual blade changes. This innovation speeds up operations significantly by using the cup blade for rough work and the triangle blade for fine details, completing tasks faster than standard methods. The Laymet HP400 from pinosa.net is a powerful industrial wood chipper equipped with a crusher, designed for efficient processing of logs and wood waste into uniform chips.
How do thousands of wooden splints turn into flawless, identical matchsticks every hour at Pioneer Asia and Sivakasi? The process blends long-standing expertise with industrial precision. Logs are peeled and chopped into thin splints, each uniform enough to burn cleanly and evenly. The first step involves feeding the logs into a rotary cutter that slices them into consistent sheets. You'd never think wood that thin could still hold such perfect strength. Once cut, the splints are cleaned and sieved to remove dust and uneven pieces. Workers oversee the vibrating screens to ensure only flawless splints continue. They're then dried and sorted automatically for chemical treatment. Kinda wild how every single stick passes through more checkpoints than a parcel at customs. Next comes printing. Sheets of paper are fed into high-speed presses that print vibrant labels for the outer boxes. The laminated layers are then bonded and cut precisely to size. Adhesive rollers and pressure arms ensure a smooth bond, preventing warping later. That color alignment always hits right, almost like these machines have artistic instincts. Meanwhile, another section of the factory shapes the inner trays. Thin cardboard is folded and glued by automated presses that move with split-second timing. Once dried, both inner and outer boxes travel down conveyors toward assembly. The friction surface, that rough strip on the side of the box, is applied using a special coating machine that spreads phosphorus evenly, in. Splints are dipped into a mixture of potassium chlorate and glued to form the match heads, then dried in long chambers under controlled heat. Feels like each matchstick holds a spark of human patience built into it. The sticks are automatically packed into the inner trays and sealed with the printed covers. Finally, bundles of finished matchboxes are stacked, wrapped, and labeled for shipment. Decades of expertise still power this factory, but automation keeps every movement sharp and steady. Hard not to admire how these tiny sticks, made in millions, carry such reliable fire. Graphite, clay, and cedar come together at Faber-Castell's production site in Stein, Germany, where millions of wood-cased pencils are made each year. The story of each pencil begins deep underground, where graphite is mined, ground, and purified before mixing. Clay is blended in exact proportions to control hardness, forming the heart of the pencil's writing grade. It's funny how something so soft in your hand once endured such heat and pressure. The graphite clay paste is kneaded and pushed through fine nozzles under about 10 tons of pressure per square centimeter, creating slender, flexible leads. These are dried in ovens at 120 degrees Celsius for several hours, then fired again near 1000 degrees Celsius to harden them for use. You wouldn't guess these fragile rods once survived a temperature hotter than lava from a campfire. Color leads skip this firing to protect their pigments, then receive a wax bath that gives a smooth, silky finish ideal for sketching. N. Every lead faces a durability test: abrasion, pressure, and break resistance. The standard HB can withstand over 2 kilograms before snapping. Imagine holding that tiny piece of graphite knowing it could take the weight of a hammer. Quality control excludes any harmful materials, maintaining Faber-Castell's environmental commitment. Cedar slats arrive pre-cut, grooved, and ready to embrace the leads. Glue is applied, leads are placed, and a second grooved slat is pressed on top to form what workers call a sandwich. These are dried in hot air drums and planed into shape, round, hexagonal, or triangular. That planing machine sounds like it's carving precision into creativity itself. Each pencil then gets multiple coats of water-based paint, lettering, and color marks for identification. The tips are sharpened by continuous sandpaper belts, achieving smooth points far faster than any handheld sharpener. You almost expect sparks of creativity to fly off at that speed. A final inspection under expert eyes ensures flawless form before the pencils are packed. Over 1.8 billion annually. There's something quietly powerful about tools made for imagination. Maybe that's why the pencil never fades. It keeps teaching patience, focus, and freedom with every stroke.
Oriented Strand Board, OSB, is a high-performance engineered wood panel made from carefully selected rubberwood logs sourced from Malaysian oak plantations. At Pioneer OSB, production begins by debarking the logs and using the bark as biofuel. The logs are then cut into precise strands by ring knife lathes, ensuring uniform thickness, length, and width. These strands are dried to a moisture level below 3%, then sorted into surface and core layers. In the blending phase, formaldehyde-free resin is applied for safety and environmental quality. The strands are layered in a cross-directional format and pressed into dense 18 mm panels using a continuous press. The panels are trimmed, cooled, and quality checked with over 1,000 sensors to ensure strength, stability, and consistency. Pioneer OSB's advanced technology and sustainable practices result in durable, eco-friendly panels for construction, furniture, and industrial applications, meeting global standards with excellent structural performance.
These micromills handle delicate log cuts without struggle at Nickelog GmbH. Operators carefully align each log, ensuring every cut forms tight-fitting joints. Precision in each alignment guarantees minimal material waste. Didn't expect a chainsaw to handle such fine work. Logs are clamped securely on the milling frame, allowing the micro mill to glide along each path. The blade carves through dense timber smoothly, preserving consistent angles for all cuts. That cut looks cleaner than you'd expect from a compact setup. To achieve complex corner and notch cuts, operators fine-tune the guides and monitor each movement. The machine balances automation with human oversight, enabling precise shapes traditional tools struggle to produce. The blade speed is adjustable to match timber density for exact results. Feels like this machine doesn't waste a second thinking. Next, logs are inspected for uniformity, and small adjustments are made manually to perfect the interlocking sections. This step ensures that assembly on site is seamless and requires minimal effort. That pull is stronger than you'd think for a mid-size machine. The workflow continues with the micromill handling irregular log surfaces and tight joints. Operators check for alignment and structural integrity throughout the process. Each guide adjustment reduces potential assembly gaps by millimeters. This setup feels like muscle and intelligence packed together. Finally, each finished log section is ready for stacking or transport. Nicolog GmbH's approach demonstrates how skilled operators and specialized machinery combine to produce durable, precise blockhouse components. Simple mechanics, but serious strength at work. Timbermaster maneuvers each log with deliberate power, cutting precise V-joints for assembly. Each move of the log carriage ensures the angle aligns perfectly for interlocking joints. That slice looks cleaner than expected for such a hefty timber. Sensors monitor alignment while hydraulic arms hold the log steady, preventing shifts during the cut. The saw advances steadily, carving the V-shaped notch with controlled force. The log seems to almost resist before yielding to the blade. Operators adjust pressure dynamically, ensuring each cut maintains uniform depth and angle. Chips fly in predictable arcs, and the system handles them efficiently, minimizing waste. As the final notch completes, the timber is ready for assembly into sturdy structures. Feels like this machine doesn't waste a second thinking. The combination of precise mechanics and human oversight allows even large logs to be processed smoothly. That grab before the cut always looks like a power move. Every log processed demonstrates how machine efficiency and human skill converge. Observe each lamella being glued and stacked precisely before pressing. The first layer of lamellas is laid lengthwise with precision as glue spreads evenly across the surface. Crosswise lamellas follow, each separated by a thin layer of adhesive. That layer alignment looks almost like a puzzle coming together. CLT typically has 3, 5, or 7 layers, with some charges reaching up to 20 meters long. The fully layered charge is positioned in front of the Colossal high-frequency press, carefully aligned for uniform pressing. Hydraulic beams clamp the charge, applying top, side, and end pressure simultaneously. The press seems to hold immense force without hesitation. High-frequency energy activates, curing the glue swiftly and efficiently. Door and window openings are precisely left out, conserving wood and adhesive without compromising strength. Once cured, the CLT element moves to finishing, tailored for each project. Openings for windows and doors are already in place, speeding up construction. Operators ensure each element meets exact specifications, maintaining consistent quality across all units. Feels like this press could handle endless layers without breaking a sweat. Each element showcases the combination of high-capacity machinery and human oversight. The finished panels are ready for transport to the construction site, where assembly is quick and precise. The speed at which these panels go from raw lamellas to structural elements is astonishing. This system highlights how advanced high-frequency lamination improves both efficiency and quality in modern timber construction. Follow the lathe as it carves complex contours from raw timber. At Schnitzer in Bursa, Turkey, the 4-axis CNC wood lathe machine carves wooden components with efficiency and consistency. Operators align the raw timber precisely on the machine bed, ensuring every rotation and cut maintains strict tolerances. Blade calibration is checked before every run to guarantee uniform accuracy. This setup feels like combining raw power and technical skill. The lathe engages its 4 axes simultaneously, allowing complex contours and surfaces to be formed in a single run. Adjustments on the control panel dictate feed rate, spindle speed, and cutting depth, tailored to each type of wood. Never thought a machine could handle such diverse shapes so smoothly. The system automatically compensates for minor variations in timber density. Next, specialized cutting tools glide along programmed paths, shaping cylindrical and irregular wooden parts. Operators monitor the digital interface while occasionally checking measurements with calipers to verify exact dimensions. The torque doing the talking here. Tool wear is continuously tracked to maintain consistent cut quality. The CNC machine allows rapid production of detailed parts that traditional lathes would take much longer to complete. Operators can store multiple programs, switching between designs with ease. This workflow demonstrates a seamless combination of automation and skilled craftsmanship. Alignment checks at multiple points prevent dimensional drift over long batches. Finally, completed parts are ready for assembly, packaging, or shipping. Every cut, every rotation, and every polished surface reflects the balance of modern CNC technology and operator expertise. You'd never guess that rough timber could turn into precise components in minutes. Post-production inspection confirms adherence to all geometric tolerances. Hand tools carve and smooth bamboo into functional cups. The bamboo is first carefully selected for straightness and thickness before being cut into cup-sized sections. Each piece is stripped of outer layers, revealing the smooth inner surface. Those sections almost look like miniature barrels ready for a beverage. Craftsmen hollow out the bamboo using hand tools, ensuring walls are even and rounded. The edges are trimmed and sanded to remove splinters. It's impressive how steady the hands stay while shaping each cup. Natural bamboo fibers are polished to a gentle shine, highlighting the grain. Holes and imperfections are carefully removed to create a flawless surface. That polish makes it almost too smooth to believe it's natural. Each cup is then washed and treated with natural oils to enhance durability while keeping it eco-friendly. Small variations in size or grain make each piece unique. Finally, the cups are lined up, ready for use or sale, showcasing the union of skill and natural material. Feels like each cup carries a tiny piece of the forest in it. The process blends tradition, sustainability, and careful manual work in every handmade bamboo cup. Tall frames of aluminum and glass are guided through the assembly line at I+R Fensterbau, each piece checked for fit and alignment. Operators position each frame carefully, ensuring alignment and stability before any machining occurs. Joints are checked repeatedly to maintain tight seals and consistent quality. Automated CNC routers cut grooves and channels into profiles, allowing for exact fitting of panes and panels. The system tracks each profile's dimensions to prevent deviations across the batch. Sealants and adhesives are applied in controlled amounts, guaranteeing durability while avoiding excess material. Operators confirm each measurement with digital gauges. That setup handles intricate connections faster than expected for this scale. Next, glass panes are inserted into frames with alignment tools guiding placement. The combination of robotic assistance and human oversight ensures uniform assembly. Each assembled unit is tested for fit and function before moving further. Hardware components, such as hinges and handles, are then mounted, following preset templates to guarantee consistent operation. Finally, completed windows and frames proceed to inspection and packaging. Every detail, from the cut profiles to applied adhesives, reflects the balance of automation and skilled craftsmanship at I+R Fensterbau. Even mid-sized frames maintain flawless precision, showing how technology and experience work together seamlessly. Logs are positioned precisely on the SpaultFix S280, aligning them for cutting and splitting. The Whittier circular saw engages, slicing through thick wood effortlessly. That cut looks sharper than you'd expect from a machine this size. Immediately after, hydraulic wedges split the logs into firewood sections. Each wedge applies uniform pressure, ensuring consistent splits. The split pieces slide onto the integrated conveyor, ready for stacking or transport. Minor adjustments allow operators to handle logs of varying lengths and diameters. The entire process is completed in a single workflow, reducing manual labor. That pile grows faster than you expect, almost like the machine's got endless stamina. Safety mechanisms prevent accidental movement, keeping operators protected while the saw and wedges do the heavy work. The SpaultFix S280 combines cutting, splitting, and loading in one continuous sequence, demonstrating efficiency and ingenuity in firewood production.
A massive log truck is navigating a sharp turn on a rugged dirt road deep within a mountainous forest area. The vehicle is fully loaded with long, heavy timber, stretching far beyond the truck's rear. As it maneuvers through uneven terrain, its large tires struggle to grip the loose, rocky surface. Dust billows into the air, and the truck's suspension groans under the shifting weight. Trees line both sides of the narrow path, leaving little room for error. With careful precision and slow progress, the driver manages the difficult curve, showcasing both machine power and skill in this challenging environment.
Witness the DAAF CF85 in Suriname, tackling a muddy forest path, carrying heavy timber. The truck approaches a steep incline, its tires struggling for traction against the wet, uneven surface. You can see the driver carefully modulate the throttle, balancing the need for momentum with the risk of wheel spin. Each log in the trailer shifts slightly, requiring attention to maintain balance and prevent sliding. The engine roars under strain as the truck slowly ascends, and the weight distribution is constantly monitored. It's intense to watch how each gear change affects the vehicle's progress. Mud clings to the tires, reducing grip, and the crew coordinates to guide the truck along the safest path. Once halfway up, the truck wobbles slightly on a rut, demanding immediate correction from the driver. Finally, the truck reaches the top, and the load steadies, proving the skill of the driver and the durability of the machinery. You rarely see trucks handle this terrain with such resilience. The operation continues seamlessly as the vehicle prepares for the next segment of the forest road. Each cut by Mebor HTZ 1200 Plus produces flawless timber ready for shipment. The machine's large saw blade glides along the guides as operators feed wooden beams, carefully aligning each piece. The cutting speed is impressive. It slices through thick timber like butter. Each beam is checked for straightness before entering the saw. Workers adjust the clamps to secure the wood, preventing shifts during sawing. Love how they handle every piece so steadily, gives me confidence in the cut. The saw moves automatically along its horizontal axis, keeping the cut perfectly straight. Sensors monitor blade tension and alignment, ensuring consistent results. Notice how smooth each stroke is, almost hypnotic in its repetition. After the first pass, operators inspect the cut surface for any splinters or irregularities. They make fine adjustments to feed rate and blade speed for thicker or denser pieces. Can't believe how consistent these cuts are across different wood types. Really shows the machine's engineering, and at one end. Finished beams slide onto the outfeed table, ready for stacking. Workers sort by length and type, preparing for shipment or further processing. The organization here is surprisingly efficient, like a mini factory line. And throughout the operation, safety protocols are strictly followed. Emergency stops, blade guards, and clear markings for operators. Seeing such careful operation makes me respect both the machine and the people running it.
The band's sawmill, canter slabber, and digital carriage combination represents a powerful and precise system for modern timber processing. The band's sawmill uses a continuous band blade to deliver smooth, efficient cuts through large logs, minimizing waste and maximizing yield. It's ideal for producing straight lumber from raw logs. The canter slabber complements this by trimming the outer sections of the log, or slabs, to create square cants quickly and accurately, preparing them for further processing. This improves efficiency and ensures consistent shapes for downstream sawing. The digital carriage brings advanced automation to the process. Equipped with electronic positioning systems, it allows for programmable cut settings, accurate log rotation, and consistent feed rates, reducing manual labor and increasing safety. Operators can monitor and adjust settings in real time via a user-friendly digital interface, ensuring optimal productivity and minimal error. Together, these machines form an integrated solution capable of handling high-throughput timber operations with precision and reliability. Whether used in custom sawmills or industrial-scale operations, this setup offers a balance of performance, technology, and durability for converting raw logs into valuable lumber products with excellent dimensional accuracy. The loading process of a single 25.48 cubic meter log onto a TZA 520 is executed with precision using heavy-duty logging machinery, ensuring safe, efficient handling of massive timber in demanding forestry operations. The wooden spool-making machine is a vital piece of equipment used for efficiently producing wooden spools, commonly utilized in the electrical and cable industries. Designed to shape, drill, and assemble wooden flanges and cores with high precision, it ensures uniformity and strength in every finished spool. The machine can be semi-automatic or fully automated, offering flexibility to suit different production needs. With a robust frame and durable components, it delivers high output, minimizes material waste, and provides a smooth, consistent finish. This machine is ideal for manufacturers aiming to streamline production and maintain high-quality standards in their final products.
Oak barrels from Tonnellery Vicard and Cognac are not just containers. They are instruments that define how fine wines and spirits mature. Each begins as selected French oak, air-dried for years in open yards to balance moisture and tannins naturally. The wood's scent changes over time, signaling readiness for shaping. That slow aging of timber feels almost like the first stage of the wine's own story. When the staves reach the workshop, operators cut them precisely to width and thickness before forming the curve using steam and fire. The bending process must be quick but controlled. Too much heat risks cracks, too little prevents sealing. It's strange how both flame and water work together to protect something meant to hold liquid. Metal hoops are driven around the staves to lock the barrel's body. The first firing toasts the inner surface, an essential step that influences the final flavor. Technicians at Vicard use sensors and digital control for consistent toasting levels. Some barrels receive light toasting for white wine. Others get deeper charring for cognac. That glow inside each barrel looks like warmth being built into the drink itself. Carbonization patterns differ with each batch, giving unique aroma signatures. You'd think wood would limit creativity, but here it expands flavor possibilities. Flexible, compact, and remarkably capable, the Weinmann Kompaktanlage redefines efficiency in timber construction. At Engelhardt and Geisbauer Holzhausbau, timber frames are clamped precisely on the master table. Once aligned, the vacuum lifter positions panels for fastening, and the CNC-controlled multifunction bridge secures, trims, and cuts every opening automatically. That bridge almost feels like a thinking craftsman with perfect timing. The butterfly turning unit flips each wall effortlessly, preventing panel damage and saving valuable time. On the next table, insulation and wiring are fitted while the bridge finishes the opposite side. Feels like watching two workstations share one rhythm of precision and power. Every completed wall stands straight and clean, proof of the Compactenlage's reliability. No wonder builders trust this setup. It treats every wooden element like a finished structure already.
Wood is a top-performing material for industrial and commercial construction. Ligna Systems specializes in timber hall construction, offering complete solutions from technical planning to final assembly. Each project begins with a thorough analysis of the construction requirements and a detailed explanation of the technical implementation. A transparent cost estimate is calculated and reviewed with the client. All structural and technical specifications are determined by an in-house engineering department, followed by the creation of precise execution and detail plans in the planning unit. High-precision CNC processing ensures millimeter-accurate fabrication of premium timber materials. Extensive prefabrication and preparation work allow for fast and smooth on-site installation. Timber's low weight and impressive load-bearing capacity make it ideal for large-span halls exceeding 50 meters. It also offers excellent fire resistance through predictable, controlled charring. Special transport trailers ensure timely delivery of components to the construction site. Advanced surveying equipment enables exact placement of anchor points, minimizing unexpected issues during installation. Detailed assembly plans and professional mounting equipment contribute to a safe, streamlined process. Timber halls can be erected quickly and flexibly for a wide range of applications. The design offers compatibility with other materials and allows for many architectural variations. Ligna systems are optimized to use up to 50% less raw material than conventional timber structures. Timber trusses allow for long-span roof structures with high snow load capacity. Ligna timber halls combine structural efficiency, reduced construction time, and a natural building environment. Ideal for large clear-span applications, they meet the highest technical and architectural standards. Ligna Systems delivers engineered timber structures with precision, durability, and full system integration, a reliable solution for modern industrial and commercial building needs.
Sunlight glances off freshly hewn Siberian logs, forming the skeleton of a log cabin destined for German clients. Large spruce logs, 46 to 50 centimeters in diameter, are dried and precisely cut with saddle and lunar notch joints. Marking each piece carefully makes reassembly almost like solving a giant puzzle. Sections are temporarily lifted on jacks to accommodate settling logs in the combined frame and round log construction. The glued wooden panels for ceilings are impressive in scale and craftsmanship. Each element is labeled, disassembled, and loaded for transport. Never thought log handling could look this smooth and calculated. Large CLT wall panels at Lappia, Finland come together under the XPress pressing system, a flat hydraulic press built for cross-laminated timber production. Each press cycle turns a loose stack of strips into a unified structure built for strength. Operators load longitudinal and cross layers in sequence, alternating grain directions to balance internal stress and improve durability. The adhesive is applied to each surface before stacking, ensuring every joint bonds evenly. The smell of fresh timber and glue fills the air, a familiar sign in CLT workshops. Once stacked, the layers are pressed between smooth steel plates. Hydraulic rams apply uniform pressure across the entire surface, activating the glue and aligning the lamellas. The even compression helps eliminate any gap between boards. Depending on the configuration, across layers may be pre-pressed on another unit before joining with freshly glued longitudinal strips in the XPress. That modular setup gives factories flexibility to adjust capacity without redesigning the whole line. N. When the cycle completes, the solid CLT panel is released and transferred for trimming and surface finishing. You can almost sense the weight of each finished wall, ready for construction. Seeing flat wood panels become strong, load-bearing walls feels oddly powerful. Pressing times vary by thickness, but hydraulic precision keeps results consistent across batches. This balance between power and control is what makes the XPress stand out in timber technology.